What's going on? This is Ryan with Automatic Comics, and up next I have got a pretty awesome unboxing here. I think it's 3 raw books and I think 3 slabs. It might have been 4 slabs. I don't remember exactly for sure. But 2 of the books in here are part of the CGC submission that I was talking about before, and so I wanted to get them out so I can get the submission put together and sent out. I've also got a free giveaway in this video, so make sure you stay tuned on how to win that book. Let's get into these. Alright, so before we get started, please remember to hit that like button and hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see more content like this. So like I said, I've got 2 boxes here. One of them is a raw book here that I picked up from an Elite Comics 11 Instagram claim sale. The other one is a bunch of books. I think it's 2 raws and 3 slabs. It might be 4 slabs, I don't remember for sure. I picked these ones up from Flip Mode Comics on Instagram with one of their claim sales. They just bought a ton of collections, so they were given some great deals on books, and I picked up a bunch of them. So before I get into the giveaway, let's open up this one first, then I'll go over the giveaway details, all that kind of thing. And so this came in a like a padded envelope as well, but I just took it out of that to make it a little easier for myself to store. And then it's in one of these Gemini mailers. And if you're not familiar with Elite Comics 11, they're probably the biggest kind of like Instagram claim sale. They're not really the seller. They are they use their large Instagram presence, which is like 25,000 subs or something like that, to host these claim sales. And then kind of like how, Heritage or eBay or whoever takes a cut of the sale, they take a cut of the sales that they get based on leveraging their followers. So this one, this was a Golden Age book. This is supposed to be a very low grade copy, a 0.5. So I am not planning on getting this one pressed first, but I am planning on getting it, and I want to make sure, I still don't want to nick it or anything, but I am planning on getting it graded. I'm going to take a look at it first, make sure all the pages are there, all that kind of thing. But no matter the condition, I thought this was pretty cool. And yeah, because I think the spine is completely split. I don't remember how many, if like multiple pages are split, it's detached, all that kind of stuff. But actually looks pretty good. Front cover looks pretty good. So this is All Flash #1. And this is not Flash #1. That's a different run. This is All Flash Quarterly #1, but still very early issue. And you can see all the damage along the spine here. It is completely split, but I still, it's a valuable book in any condition. I mean, it is an old Golden Age book, and you can tell it'll probably get brittle pages. It looks like there's definitely some pretty serious chipping going on there. I can see little, like little flakes inside the bag, all that kind of stuff. But it was sold as a 0.5. I mean, I know what I'm getting with this book, and maybe I get lucky and it gets a 1 or something. I doubt it. I think this is getting a 0.5. But I just want to kind of feel what this book is like. Yeah, this 100% is going to get brittle pages. Like just touching it, I get like little pieces flaking off. But let's see what the back cover looks like. I mean, back cover is not bad. I mean, so yeah, it is split and all that, but it's all there. No big missing pieces or anything. Colors look decent, but yeah, it's definitely it is a fragile book. Yeah, like I don't know if you can see it, but like little pieces are just like, they come off the edges just as you flip through. Oh, there you go. I don't know if you saw those. A bunch of little pieces coming off. So definitely going to get a brittle pages designation. Very likely is going to get a 0.5. Maybe I get lucky and they give me a 1, but I think it's very likely it's going to get a 0.5. But still, All Flash #1, solid looking copy. In theory, it's complete. I will take a look maybe at it. I mean, I don't know if it really even matters all that much to me. If it's at this stage, like I got it for a great price. It was sold as a 0.5. Even if it was missing a page, it's still a 0.5. But yeah, All Flash Quarterly #1. Gonna send this one in to get graded as part of my submission that's not going to pressing first. Normally I will go to pressing. Some people asked about that. But if a book is extremely brittle, if it's already going, if pressing won't improve the grade, you know, if it's like a 0.5, or even if this is a 1, pressing isn't improving this grade, I'll send it in and I won't, you know, pay for the pressing fees. But I am sending a lot of books to get pressed, so, but probably not that one. Now let's talk about the giveaway before I get into, you know, this big box here. There's some cool stuff in here. Like I said, Bronze Age all the way to Golden Age. Giveaway is going to be Avengers number 196. This is not the copy from the Bronze Age collection I picked up. This is a different copy that I picked up at a different time. But first appearance of Taskmaster. This one is probably a 6 to a 6.5. It presents really, really well, but there's a crease on the back cover that's like, I don't know, like that long or something. But yeah, presents really, really well. And so if you want a chance to get this book, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment with hashtag Taskmaster. I will put it down here. I think that this book has retreated way, way too much. This book was popular and going up before there was even any possible news about the character showing up in the MCU, and then the character shows up in the MCU, people didn't like how it was done, and now it's down cheaper than it was before the character was even announced. So to me, that's the time to really be looking at this book, and I like this cover, you know, a George Perez cover. I like the color scheme. I like everything about this one. So that's the giveaway. Now, let's move on to this next box here. Lots and lots of fragile stickers on this one. There are some awesome books in here, and including one or two that I've talked about in recent videos where I've basically said they're getting down there in the price where you might want to start looking at them again. These are some Silver Age books, but I was saying you don't really, I thought you could wait longer unless you get a really good price, and I felt like these were really good prices, so I decided to go for them. And so we got this box, and then we've got another box in here. So we'll open up this one. Just don't want to accidentally nick anything, because like I said, I don't want to scratch a slab or anything like that, but there are also 2 raw books in here. And one of those raw books will also be, or at least the plan is, I mean, unless something changes that, will also be part of my submission that is just going directly in, that isn't getting pressed first. The reason being that they already had it pressed by someone else. So I effectively, when I bought the book, I paid for that pressing, you know, because they had already had it pressed, so I don't need to get it pressed a second time. Here's the 2 raw books. Let's see here. Yeah, there's the 2 raws and 4 slabs. All right, so let's see which one did I forget about. I knew these were all in here, so I don't know why I only thought 4 or only thought 3. But first one on here. This one is one of the ones that I specifically talked about in a very recent video, that I said prices really have been coming down, but unless you see it for a really good price, I'd still wait a little longer. I thought prices could come down a little more. I felt like this was a really good price. X-Men number 94, 8.5, white pages, first appearance of the new X-Men in the X-Men title, second appearance of a bunch of them like Storm, Nightcrawler, and Colossus. I think this is third appearance of Wolverine, full appearance, actually like the 5th appearance if you count the cameos and everything like that. But this is one of those books that I talked about this one in that early on in the comic boom, this book was severely undervalued compared to other X-Men keys. Then it went insane and got way overvalued. It went up like 400% or more in a lot of grades. I mean, this book just went crazy. And so it's been retreating quite a bit for a long time. I'd say over a year, this book has been retreating. And I think it's finally getting down around those prices that I'm interested in. But I said I would still wait until it was a little lower, and the price was just so good on this one that I decided to pick it up. So 8.5 white pages, you know, this is newly slabbed. It's got the little QR code on there. And yeah, I mean, it looks really nice. It's a really nice presenting copy. Really nice 8.5. So very happy with that one. All right, next one. This is one that I think I have talked about this book in that it has come down a lot, and that I was saying, like, you know, you could still wait. unless you find one for a great price. And again, this was a great price. Man, this one looks really nice. I don't know if there's maybe just like some really light staining or something. I'll definitely have to check out the grader's notes on this one, because wow, this one looks really nice. But you're wondering what it is. This is Fantastic Four number 48. This is a 6.5 off-white to white, and I mean, you see what I'm talking about. This is a very, very nice looking 6.5. I mean, really nice looking 6.5. What I was talking about is on the bottom, there's like this little bit of like spotting down here, which I'm not sure if that's staining or what that is. It's just some discoloration. Maybe like a little bit of really light staining like right here. But man, yeah, there's like a little edge wear on the spine, but this is a really nice 6.5. And I'll say one of the reasons I picked this book up, what was it? I got this 6.5 for less than I sold my 3.5 for like 6 months ago. So, you know, I mean, that's the type of deal I felt like this was. And this type of book can only go so low. It's been getting back down around, you know, those prices from before. And so I was happy to pick this one up, but I'm still shocked. This is 6.5. I'm really gonna have to check this one, because yeah, it is really, really nice. I mean, one of the nicer 6.5s I've ever seen, because you can have 6.5s that have like a crease that's like that long on the corner. You can have a whole bunch of spine ticks. There's like nothing. And I know staining can really kill the grade. I've talked about that before, but it's not like it's heavy staining or anything. I mean, I've seen some where you have some like heavy stains and it knocks it down, but they're tough to really even make out. This is super nice copy. So very happy with that pickup. So, and if you're not aware, this is first appearance of Silver Surfer, first cameo appearance of Galactus. I personally like issue 49 more, their first cover appearance. I like that cover more, but yeah, super happy with that. That looks awesome. All right, now we are going to jump up to the Bronze Age with this book. And I actually just listed a copy of this from that Bronze Age collection that I picked up, much lower grade than this one. And I just listed it on eBay. And but this one, I mean, this one, it would be hard to like really find the flaws because it is such a high grade. It'll be one of those that it's like you almost want to just see if it's worth resubmitting, just to see if you pull the 9.8, because this is a 9.6. This is Astonishing Tales number 13, 9.6, white pages. This is the first cover appearance of Man-Thing. This is his third overall appearance. You know, that character got really hot with the Marvel horror, you know, kind of like show thing last year. And who knows if they're going to bring him, you know, back again, or how they're going to use that character, or what they're going to do with all the horror type stuff. But there's a huge value jump between a 9.6 and a 9.8. 9.6 maybe like $400 or $500. 9.8 is like $1,800, I think, $2,000, something like that. So it's the type of book that it might be worthwhile to just try a couple resubs, you know, see if you can pull that 9.8, because the value is huge there. There's also the risk that you get a 9.4, and then, you know, the value drops pretty quickly in this book as you come down in grade, even though it's 1972. I mean, this is 51 years old now. This is not a new book by any stretch. You can see, you know, a couple really light ticks on the spine. Let's see if I don't even know if they'll show up on camera. Like right around the staple. They're not even really showing up, maybe with the light. But right around the staple, there's like a little one at the top and the bottom, and maybe one like in the middle. But man, it is a really, really nice book. But yeah, I'll be thinking about that. It might be worth the gamble. You know, I mean, if you pull that 9.8, it's like a quick $1,500+ or so. So it's almost worth it. All right, now the last slab, and then I've got the two raw books I'm going to talk about. Now this one, I have had a raw copy and I had a low grade graded copy. I think like a 1.8 or something like that. I've sold both those copies. This one is much nicer. man, again, it looks pretty nice for the grade. I can see it, you know, because there's a lot of tanning on this book. But this is Batman number 62. And this is the first time that Catwoman is named Selina Kyle. It's basically like one of her origin issues. Great Catwoman cover. I always laugh at this one because to me it looks like, I've said this before, it looks like the crazy cat lady from The Simpsons when she's like chucking cats at people. It just looks like she's throwing those cats at Batman and Robin. But I love this color scheme, this, you know, the fade from the red down to the orange. Something else I've mentioned a number of times that I really like books that have this type of color scheme. But yeah, 4.5. Really solid looking 4.5. In this lighting, it looks, I'm looking at it on the screen over on the side, it looks especially nice. But I'll definitely, again, take a look at the graders notes. I know these were pressed first already, but I mean, there's some spine wear along here. You can definitely see that, you know, kind of like the brown around the edges. So it's like there's some tanning. I'm gonna guess it's moderate tanning. Maybe they gave it heavy tanning. That could be why they hit it more. But I mean, edges look really, really nice. I mean, like, check out that corner, top edge, that edge. There's one little tear here, but bottom edge. I mean, this is a sharp looking 4.5. Yeah, I'll have to check out pricing on this to see if maybe it's one that's worthwhile to gamble on a resubmit. See if it's worth it if it gets a 5 or something like that. Because yeah, this is a really, really nice looking 4.5, especially from Golden Age, 1950, 51. You can see up there it says 1250 to 151. But yeah, I love this cover. I think this is a great cover. And yeah, I will definitely be checking graders notes on this one and making a decision on if this one is worth a resubmission attempt. It might be. Got a few possible resubmission attempts in there. I wasn't expecting that. I mean, because you're buying these on Instagram, and I know they were pressed first, and then you can't really see the book super clearly, but like once I see these in person, yeah, that FF48 looks really nice. The Astonishing Tales 13, the Batman. I think the X-Men 94, it looks really nice, but I think it's an 8.5. But the other three might be worth it. All right, now this is the book that that has already been pressed, that I'm planning on submitting just with my, submission that I'm sending directly to CGC, not getting pressed first. And I think that is a 3.5. I'll have to check the back cover because front cover looks pretty nice. I could see it beating a 3.5 based on the front cover. But this is Batman number 181, first appearance of Poison Ivy. You can see this book it always gets like this color rub. It happens. It always gets that color rub, but not really a lot of creasing or spine wear. I mean, I've had copies look. I've had a number of copies of this book, and probably total I've had like 6 or 7, maybe more than that, of this book. But I mean, I think this book looks nicer than a 3.5. Let's check the back cover, because yeah, I think this one looks nicer than a 3.5. So let's take a look at it out of the bag. I mean, yeah, you can tell. I mean, this book's been pressed, super glossy, all that kind of stuff. Let's take a look at the back. Ah, there we go. That's what it is. So that's why, probably 3.5. Missing a piece out of the top there. So that is really gonna ding the grade. Could it maybe do better than the 3.5 with that? Maybe. They had 2 copies of this. They both had them at the same grade. The other copy had a lot of creasing on the front. This one didn't. I prefer this one because this one presents better. Even if it gets the same grade, that's the major flaw that's on the back. But yeah, I could see this. I could see that getting a 3.5 pretty easily still with that flaw. So yeah, definitely going to send that one in. It's a really nice presenting copy. The main thing always to check with this book is the centerfold. And they said, it's complete, has the centerfold. But this is that centerfold. It's this Batman and Robin like little poster. And so a lot of kids ripped them out. And so there are a lot of incomplete copies of this book out there that are missing that centerfold. So you always have to check that if you are buying this book. But yeah, that one is going to go directly in and we'll see what it comes back as. Maybe I'll get lucky and it gets like a 4. All right, now last book. Not I was laughing about something they wrote on here. Not a book that I'm planning on getting graded. There is a small spine split on the bottom of it. Colors look great on it. I mean, it's something that if I take a look at it and I decide it's worth getting graded, maybe I will, but I'm not really planning on it. This one is Silver Surfer #3, the first appearance of Mephisto. Awesome Silver Surfer cover, a book that was super cheap for a long time until everybody started speculating that Mephisto was going to show up in the WandaVision show. And so everybody's speculating that this character was going to show up, that he was the bad guy behind the scenes, and he wasn't. Or if he was, he never made an appearance in the show. And so this book has been trending down for the last 2 years since that show came out, because I think that show came out in like early 2021. I think that's around when it happened. But this book has been trending down ever since then. But it's still Silver Surfer #3, major appearance of a major first appearance of a big character, a big villain, character that they could potentially use in the MCU or something like that at some point. But it's an awesome key regardless. And this book, I think they said it has a small spine split on the bottom. These square bounds, not all square bounds seem to do it, but the Silver Surfer square bounds, they get spine splits pretty easily. I mean, this one could definitely benefit from a press. Let's see how big that split is. It's not bad. I mean, so there's the split. It's just about an inch. It's not bad at all. I mean, it's definitely has not been pressed. You can see kind of all the, like the little bends and everything on there. I mean, I'll have to see. Maybe this one's worthwhile to send in. I'll definitely have to check because it's in pretty solid condition. A little bit of staining down on the bottom. I mean, it's not a high grade copy by any stretch, but could it get into the 4s? Maybe. I think they sold it as a 3.5, and I think like with a press, maybe it gets into the 4s. I mean, it is a solid presenting book, and the spine split really isn't that bad. The rest of the spine looks pretty good. There's just that general wear that you get from these square bounds, from people opening them and it folding over. But yeah, solid looking copy. Interesting thing, this is the first time I've ever owned this book. I've owned issue 1 and issue 4 a number of times. I don't think I've ever owned issue 2, but this is the first time that I have now ever owned issue 3. I've made bids after them for a while, but like I kind of missed out, before the big spike happened, and then the book was just constantly going down, and so I was always really cautious about buying it, but this one was cheap enough that I wasn't really worried about it. But yeah, Silver Surfer #3, first appearance of Mephisto. So that's all the books. We got the one book that I'm definitely planning on sending in for grading, the Batman 191, the other book that I'm definitely planning on sending in for grading, the All Flash #1, and then we've got the giveaway. So remember, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment with #Taskmaster for a chance to win this book. If you would like to see more videos like this, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I've got more videos over here if you'd like to watch some of my other videos, and the subscription button is right here. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, I'd really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video.